I'm being led by the medical professionals. They gave us a complete overview. It's unfortunate the opposition was not there to hear it.
Usually within 24 hours, we can produce a result so we know where it's spreading on each of our islands.
The country's COVID-19 figures now stand at 274. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDon Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. These new figures provided by health officials reveal a jump to 55 new cases on Thursday. Currently, Bimini is seeing 4 new cases, with 3 in Cat Key, 3 in Morris Island, and 1 in Great Guana Key. Grand Bahama also saw 39 new cases sometime yesterday. Now, the growing COVID-19 situation in the Bahamas prompting an emergency cabinet meeting last evening. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, confirming to our news team that the Ministry of Health's COVID-19 task force is expected to update the country on the COVID-19 pandemic at 6 o'clock this evening. But first, health officials provided cabinet with the latest crucial information on the pandemic's impact during that emergency cabinet meeting. Here's Altaviz Munnings.
ZNS News learned that the emergency cabinet meeting took about 2.5 hours. Health officials shared details of how many cases have been recorded in the Bahamas so far and provided a perspective on what can happen if certain measures aren't applied to limit the virus's spread. It was around 10 p.m. Thursday when we asked Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, what was accomplished at the meeting.
They gave us a complete overview. It's unfortunate the opposition was not there to hear it. But we're making arrangements, at least to brief the leader of the opposition as much as I possibly can. And the medical personnel will speak to the various leaders within the country sometime tomorrow, after which they will speak to the country at a press conference on Friday tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Are you considering now just a lockdown on Grand Bahama, or you may see other islands due to the high number of cases there?
I'm being led by the medical professionals, and they will give a press conference on sometime tomorrow. And I think what the decision moving forward would be said there, so that the entire Bahamas would understand this date of the country today, and then we'd speak for it on that matter.
Well, Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Delon Brennan was among the health officials leading the COVID-19 cabinet presentation. He confirmed to us that the common denominator in many of the new COVID-19 cases recorded is residents who have traveled to international hotspots.
Once you start getting beyond that second generation of person, who was directly in contact with someone who traveled, then you're starting to see persons who are in contact with someone who's a case, but that person didn't travel. So now you're getting a level of cluster generation, and then unfortunately that has the potential to lead to community spread as well. Even those who we're finding out on the other islands, whether that's a Cat Island, a Berry Islands, a Bimini, those are persons who've been in contact or have traveled to one of our current hotspots when you consider Grand Bahama or cases that have occurred in New Providence, and now you're seeing it grow in those areas as well. So even that is travel related, but it's moving around our country because we get lots of domestic tourism as well. We have Bahamians who are traveling throughout our islands, and unfortunately that leads to spread throughout those other islands as well.
Dr. Brennan was also asked to provide an estimate number on just how much these COVID-19 cases can grow.
We've opened up our borders, and then we got to the point where we essentially closed our international borders. We restricted the domestic travel to and from Grand Bahama. So there are so many variables that have changed along the way that it's hard to point a specific model. But what we do know is, based on the numbers that we've already seen in both of those locations, Grand Bahama and New Providence, that we could continue to see a significant increase in the number of cases of COVID-19 patients that we've already started to look at. And unfortunately, that means that we're seeing more of them in our hospitals, in our emergency departments. We're seeing more of them in our intensive care units. And we're seeing people who need to be, on a ventilator and the like because of it. And that is going to, if left left unabated, overwhelm our healthcare system. Once we present what we're seeing right now, and we know that the evidence suggests that the interventions that were put in place at that time, so whether those were lockdowns, those were curfews, other measures that were put in place to suppress those numbers actually worked, then there's a suggestion that if we implement those same types of measures, that we might have an ability to suppress the numbers that we're seeing right now as well.
Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Grand Bahamians went into lockdown overnight, but just prior to that, many of them were fled the island once the Prime Minister announced the implementation of the 2-week lockdown on Tuesday, were immediately placed into quarantine for 14 days upon their arrival to the capital. Reports surfaced that passengers on international flights from Grand Bahama were not quarantined. Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Delon Brennan clarified that passengers on all flights from Grand Bahama to New Providence have been isolated.
We've also had flights, as we've known, flights that came in from Grand Bahama and flights that came in from outside of the country that were not placed into a physical government quarantine facility. But all of them were placed into quarantine. So what we made sure we put into place was either you were physically placed into a facility if it required that, or you were placed onto the application, our Hubcat application, to make sure that we were able to track people and that they stayed in place where they needed to be. So it was a combination of physically making sure that people were in a particular facility, or that those who were virtually placed into quarantine. It's a mixture of those two things.
Meanwhile, the Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, provided some stipulations and assistance provisions as Grand Bahamians prepare for the lockdown. Here's Megan Shepard.
The Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, urging residents to adhere to the rules and regulations of this newly implemented 2-week lockdown. He says that the measures may be tough, but absolutely necessary to save lives.
Many are infected and sick, and unfortunately lives have already been lost. I want to send out the strongest possible message. Protect yourself and to protect your families. And in order to do that, you must comply with the restrictions and comply with the regulations.
He is reminding residents that essential businesses such as the food stores, gas stations, and pharmacies will remain open. As this island is the industrial capital of the country, he clarified the continued operations for that sector.
There are companies like Pharmachem, like Polymers, that deal with very dangerous chemicals. You have companies like Buckeye and Equinor that also deal with very, very dangerous equipment and also very dangerous materials. And so those persons will be on site to maintain their equipment, and they will be on site for emergency and for essential operations. It is not business as usual at the industrial companies, and they are not open to the public.
He has this message of encouragement during this time, emphasizing the strength and resilience of Grand Bahamians.
That they should also pull on their spiritual strength, to know that God is going to continue to be with them, to know that He has been with them through difficult situations. He's seen us through difficult situations. This is no different.
Now, once again, persons are only to leave their homes for essential purposes during the week and not at all on Saturdays and Sundays.
At the start of the pandemic, health officials were able to submit the COVID-19 dashboard information that includes the number of cases, recovered, active, and hospitalized cases on a timely manner. However, the public, especially the media, have recognized over the past weeks how this information is sometimes submitted late in the evening. Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Delon Brennan explained that compiling the information is a continuous process, as multiple results are produced from several labs daily.
Only having at max 6 cases in a day, it's easy to contact 6 people and find out male or female, have they traveled or not traveled, do they have symptoms or not? Are they in the hospital or not? But when you start getting into the 26, the 28, the 55 cases, the same number of people and the same resources have to be multiplied to be able to do that. And so this presents us with the challenge of being able to produce the same level of detail of information as quickly as we would have done in the past with a small number of cases.
Now, we're also learning more about those new cases surfacing across this country and efforts to curb the flow. Here's Lloyd Allen.
The latest figures from health officials regarding positive COVID-19 cases in the country rising to 274. From the latest 55 cases, the bulk in from Grand Bahama, 39 cases, 5 here in the capital, 4 in Bimini, 3 in Cat Key, another 3 from Morris Island, and 1 from Great Ghana Key. This morning on the line, we have Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Delon Brennan, who was a part of a team of health officials making an emergency appearance at Cabinet last evening. Good morning, Dr. Brennan.
Good morning, Mr. Allen.
So this morning, obviously, these cases continue to rise here in the country. Talk to us a bit about how health officials are assessing.
So what we are doing right now is we are making our rounds throughout the country. We are finding that there are persons on multiple islands around the country that have symptoms. And so we are doing sampling and going out into those communities and making sure that we get a good idea of not just the individuals who have symptoms, but we're also sampling in other parts of those communities to see what our level of community spread actually is within those multiple islands all at the same time.
And with with Grand Bahama showing a significant spike and currently in the throes of a 2-week lockdown, with the goal of putting a leash on the virus, what more can be done in these communities where numbers seem to continue to soar?
I think we have a great template that we've used in the past here in the Bahamas for what should be done when we see a spike in our numbers. And so we are just going back to that same playbook and suggesting that we institute public health measures in order to stem this tide. Obviously, those measures include making sure that people wear masks at all time, making sure that we have hand sanitizing and social distancing. But when we really needed to stem it, we had to have social distancing happen at a community level throughout the country. And so what a lot of that will mean is trying to minimize the movement between islands, trying to minimize people's interactions with each other, whether those are social, whether those are in businesses, in schools, and the like. And you've started to see that happen where, we have eliminated national exams at the moment because that was an interaction people were having. And I think we're going to go back to some of those more restrictive measures in order to really arrest what's going on currently.
And again, speak to us briefly about contact tracing. I know that's been a bit of a challenge in recent weeks. How is your team progressing with that?
So the more cases you get, the more that the challenge of contact tracing is going to impose on us. Before in our previous wave of COVID-19 cases, the highest number of cases we had in one day was 6. And so that allowed you to be able to, at a very quick pace, be able to get in contact with all of those 6 people, find out who their contacts have been, and then we could either go in person to them, we could make calls to them, making those visits. So it was very easy to do at that point. Now that you have, as much as 55 cases in one day, it poses a little bit of a challenge to be able to get that. So what we are doing right now is recruiting even from within our own system, and now we are planning trainings outside of our system to be able to address that. So we have individuals who used to work in, say, school health, or those who worked in maternal and child health, not necessarily within our surveillance unit, but we're pulling them into our activities related to contact tracing and putting them as part of the team. We've reached out to the University of the Bahamas, and we're actually using them as a training location and to build out a training program based on a Johns Hopkins contact tracing program to be able to now recruit those within the community who haven't necessarily been involved in contact tracing before, but we could train them quickly to be able to do it within our context and add them to our contact tracing unit as well. So we're using multiple methodologies, both within the health system and outside, to enhance our capacity.
And I guess the big question across the country, how are these new cases rising?
I think it's just like you would assume. What happens is once you allow persons to go into areas where those persons are, going into other areas. So they've left the Bahamas and now they have gone to the United States, or they've gone to Canada, they've gone to Brazil, they've gone to other areas where there's community transmission currently occurring. Then once they do that, they pick up the virus in those locations and they bring it back. Then instead of, as we had before, having everyone in quarantine, those persons are now mingling within their communities because they figure they've been there for a short time, or they got tested at while they were there, but they were in their incubation period. So now they've become symptomatic and they're shedding virus, and they're out spreading it to their family members, to their co-workers, to their friends. And that's how it's been allowed to grow in our community. So it gets introduced from that traveling group. And then once it gets into the community, those community members who've not traveled are now passing it on to other members who haven't traveled either.
And keying in on this idea of travel, many were concerned about the possibility of visitors to the country impacting residents with new cases. To date, we have ceased travel, that's commercial travel to the country by U.S. visitors. What else can be done to control growing numbers?
We're going to have to take it upon ourselves to go back to those, people don't like to hear the words of lockdowns and curfews, but that's what's necessary at this moment for us to be able to control this. So it's going to require us to not allow people to get out into the community, to be restricted to their homes or their small community settings, not having gatherings for more than 5 people at a time. It's really going to require that type of, minimizing our interactions with each other to minimize the spread of this virus.
Dr. Brennan, thank you so much for your time. Take care.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
For the Morning Edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Stay close. We've got more right after this quick break.
Morning show represents something different for Bahamians that are up early, and represents us stepping into an environment of creating news, entertainment, first thing in the morning. And no one else has it, so congratulations to the Morning Edition, and we look forward to many, many more years of success and really intriguing stories.
We Buy You Sell offers the best in impact windows and doors. The first line of defense in protecting your home and family with premium designs and affordable pricing. We can make your dream home a reality. We also stock a wide variety of tiles such as porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We offer the lowest rates in the country. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy You Sell. Come and see us today.
Hi, welcome to Dream Girls. We offer a wide variety of hair care, and your everyday beauty needs.
Here at Dream Girls, we carry a wide variety of products for natural or relaxed hair, such as ORS, Care, and Shea Moisture. We also carry a large selection of weaving, braiding, and crochet hair. You can expect to find a private wig room, a large variety of products, and service with a smile. Whether you're shopping for a party, a corporate event, or your everyday working woman, Dream Girls can make your dream become a reality. Live your dream, experience your dream, Dream Girls.
We have 3 convenient locations to serve you. Village Road Shopping Center, Prince Charles Shopping Center, and Legacy Plaza located on Prince Charles next to BTC Cash and Go. Here at Dream Girls, enhancing beauty becomes your reality.
Relax, enjoy, savor, unwind. and exhale, knowing we've got you covered every step of the way. Find out why we pride ourselves on being the largest and oldest insurance agency in the Bahamas. Log on to jsjohnson.com for more information and like us on Facebook. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory, your partners for quality health care, East Avenue, Centerville, just below Centerville Food Store. Bonaventure Medical Lab offers confidentiality and comfort while making your lab experience pleasant and relaxing. Our experienced staff gives service with a smile. We accept all major credit cards and insurance co-payments.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory is now open in the Sandyport Plaza, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Centerville location is open daily, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to...
And it's a bit wet on the outside, so motorists are being cautioned to drive with extreme caution and care while on the streets. Lloyd Allen and the traffic team is standing by with your daily traffic commute.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
What you're looking at is a buildup of traffic here in the area of Shirley Street. And good morning, Ladon. Good morning, Bahamas. We're giving you your first look at traffic. Again, this is coming in near the intersection of Shirley and Collins Avenue. We're nearer to Chrissy Street, and this morning I'm joined by Constable 3946 Prince Dean from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division. Good morning, Officer Dean, and welcome to the morning edition.
Good morning, Lloyd. Good morning, Bahamas.
As always, we begin this morning with a look at overnight traffic. What can you tell us over the past 24 hours?
Over the past 24 hours, we had 7 traffic accidents, 5 involving damage only. We have 2 where persons were injured. We have 17 persons in hospital at this time, reference to traffic accidents.
Now, one of those things we were talking about this morning as well, as persons are coming out of this Christie Street, moving on, that's westbound onto Shirley Street, many persons use this as a connection between Bay Street and onto Collins Avenue. What advice can you give motorists when making that transition across Shirley Street?
What I wanted to advise motorists to do is please be cautious when you're exiting corners, any corner, especially Christie Street. Due to this is a dual carriageway, you want to be cautious because the vehicle that is allowing you to cross into the main street of Shirley Street, they are allowing you to cross into their path. So in order for you to cross over and switch lanes, you have to signal properly and be cautious for the other vehicle that would be in the southern westbound lane. All right. So individuals, I want you to stay on alert. Use your rear or side mirrors to ensure that vehicles, you see them and indicate to them that they see you, so that when you're crossing over, you don't cause an accident.
And again, a reminder, drivers are coming off of Christie Street. They should first get on to the the northern lane, put on a signal to make their way to the southern lane to go on to Collins Avenue, correct?
That is correct, Mr. Lloyd. Yes, you would want to signal to indicate that you want to cross over lane. Once you are established in the northern westbound lane, you want to signal over and let the car know that you are about to cross over, so that the vehicle can see that you want to get over in that lane. And once you're established in that lane, you can signal to turn on to Collins Avenue.
Well, some great information there from Officer Dean, who's making his debut this morning with us as our traffic officer. Again, Ladon coming in from Shirley Street. This is your morning traffic report for the morning edition. Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Now, since its implementation during the COVID-19 pandemic, the National Food Distribution Program is achieving its goal of feeding many Bahamians and their families who are in need. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, revealed in the House of Assembly on Thursday that more than 62,000 food parcels and over 7,000 vouchers have been distributed nationwide.
This represents nearly 70,000 total units of assistance and more than 11,600 weekly. The task force is very thankful for the support it is receiving from the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Many wholesalers are expanding the budget by offering the task force discounted wholesale prices on the food parcel items. most especially the task force, is indebted to the many private individuals who are volunteering thousands of hours every week to prepare the food parcels and to assist with its distribution.
Senators will head to the chamber this morning at 10 a.m. Senators met briefly yesterday afternoon following debate by House members to extend the emergency powers COVID-19 orders. Senate Government Business Leader, Attorney General, and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senator the Honorable Carl Bethel, tabling a number of resolutions, including the Emergency Powers COVID-19 Beaches Order 2020, the Emergency Powers COVID-19 Grand Bahama Order of 2020, and the Emergency Powers COVID-19 Pandemic Orders 2020. Meantime, opposition Senator the Honorable Fred Mitchell sought clarity on the provisions in the Financial Administration Audit Act.
We were, on our own side, seeking to discover whether or not the provision in the Financial Administration and Audit Act with regard to guarantees by the Bahamas government is in fact consonant with the Constitution, in that it seemed to us that guarantees which bind the government should come to both houses, notwithstanding the fact that money matters are dealt with normally alone by the House.
Meanwhile, Senate Government Leader the Honorable Carl Bethel responded like this.
The provision in the Financial Administration and Audit Act is a pre-independence enactment that was passed in anticipation of the Constitution. The Financial Administration Audit Act on our books was passed on the 6th day of July 1973, containing the provision that only required the resolution of the House and Assembly and not a joint resolution. The other wording would be, of course, that it would require the unanimous consent of both houses, is the way it would be phrased if it had to come to both houses.
Meantime, our key vendors seeking feedback after they were shut down for a second time since the pandemic. They are hoping for some answers on the way forward. President of the Iowa Key Vendors Association, Rodney Russell, says the business operators submitted a letter to the Prime Minister outlining their concerns.
We have put our protocols in place, but yet the Prime Minister still sees fit to shut us down. So, in the meantime, we have some persons who were shut down from the beginning, who never opened up. And then we have some persons who just opened up 2 weeks ago because of lack of funds. And now that they have purchased their inventory, we're shut down again indefinitely. So they don't know what's going to happen to their stock and their staff. And they are all in limbo.
Stands now, Russell feels those companies that were breaking the law should have been dealt with, but he says measures were in place to detect violators.
The association put in place agents to twice a week walk about to all the venues, insisting that person have their social distances and we meet all the protocol standards. So therefore, we were policing ourselves in this COVID-19 pandemic. So it was a surprise to us to learn that that's what happened. And on the other hand, we feel as though if some persons were violating, then those persons should have been warned, but not to shut down everybody, even those who were practicing the regulation that the government put in place.
Resorts World in Bimini forced to make key decisions regarding its employees. The hotel reopened earlier this month, but due to new COVID-19 travel restrictions, the hotel is said to be placing just under 100 employees on leave. The move comes in wake of travel cancellations. There's a growing concern that the low occupancy level at the Bimini-based hotel property could result in further layoffs.
I am a fan of the morning show. I've been watching from day one, and it's been an enlightening experience to know that we can get up in the morning and experience top-notch production.
BTC is with you every step of the way. I'm loving it.
We're devoted to keeping you connected to work, school, and each other.
We're here to answer your call.
We have a virtual store and concierge team that delivers in-store services to your front door.
We have implemented a self-install process for your convenience.
We're always upgrading our services to improve your telecommunication experience.
We do this because we care about our customers.
And we're here with you every step of the way.
I need a mattress bad.
Dr. Love, you've come to the right place. We have bedroom sets, we have comforters, we have pillows and sheets. Saving the best for last, Dr. Love. Guess what? We have the new up and down bed. Go get your bed.
I like that. You don't get do nothing. You go down. Thank God for Island Bedding, the experts in comfort.
Are you in a fight against debt? Or maybe you need financing for additional expenses? BOB is ready to fight for you. We are ready to rumble and help you knock out debt with the lowest consumer loan rates in the Bahamas on debt consolidation and easy top-up consumer loan. With BOB in your corner, debt doesn't stand a chance. Apply today for your BOB Easy Top-Up or Debt Consolidation Loan. Call 397-3000 or email us at loans@bankbahamas.com. BOB, your bank. Our solution.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Put shoes on your feet.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Make the switch to Pennzoil. Purchase a quart or more of any Pennzoil lubricant at any Shell station, and you could win $250 from BPL or from Kelly's. You count on your car. Keep your engine clean and responsive with Pennzoil. And when you purchase a quart or more of any Pennzoil product at any Shell service station, you could win a $250 gift certificate from BPL or from Kelly's. Ask for Pennzoil at your favorite Shell. Promotion runs until August 12th.
Just in case you missed the answers to our anniversary trivia question yesterday, we want to pass those on to you. The first question read, who was the first female general manager here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas? Well, the answer to that question is Sandra Knowles. And the second question, what family island the Morning Edition team visited for its first off-island show? Well, the answer to that is beautiful, sweet Cat Island. And this morning, we want to highlight one of our memorable flashbacks over in Cat Island. Take a look.
It's a bumpy ride, but we are beginning our trek. Keishla and I, late night crabbing. Who will catch the most? The competition is on. Before we make our trek into the wild, we have hired the undercover, under-mask crab guy. Any techniques Keisha and I needs to know before we go and catch these 3 dozen crabs?
Oh, yes. When you go into the woods, you have to be very silent. That's number one, because if the crabs hear you, then automatically they're gonna run in the hole because they're very fast. They're very fast, and if they hear you, they're gone. Once you have your light and your bags, and when you enter in the bush, you go very silent, then you'll be able to get them.
How many do you believe I could catch?
Well, I believe you can catch about at least maybe 4 to 5 dozen or so.
Well, Keisha's already out of this competition. Let's get it started.
Yeah.
pick you up and put you in a bayou. Come here. Come to me. Get him. Get him.
I get it.
Looks like a whole lot of fun there in Cat Island. Cuisine chef Jamal Petty has been catering to the taste buds of locals and international guests and celebrities for many years and has now ventured onto a new Food on Wheels business opportunity. We caught up with him to find out how business is faring, especially in the midst of COVID-19.
I don't create food just so that, you know, somebody could get a belly full, but I want somebody to be able to have an experience that kind of marks them mentally to make sure that they have to come back to the point to get that same kind of hit of dopamine and pleasure.
He's been playing with scrumptious cuisine literally for years, and now Chef Jamal Petty is taking his cooking talents to a whole new level. It's called Food Play, a Food on Wheels venture allowing customers to either pre-order or pick up their food amidst competition on the grounds of the Dundas Theater. The morning team stopped by Chef Petty while he was whipping up one of those tasty dishes to talk about what's now being served on his menu.
I have a lot of specials that are really dependent on whatever's in season. So, like, if the fisherman has turbot, I'll do the minced turbot with the pasta. Or if conch around, I'll do like a conch diablo. And then I have like things like people may be a bit more used to with the shrimp, Italian sausage, chicken. I do like a jerk turkey, a bolognese, and all of that. But the unique thing about the way how I develop the food is really seasonal, and when I use locally grown products, because I get all my stuff from the farms and from the farmers market, it has a very, very different taste.
Chef Petty gained popularity in the hotel industry, which he says called for excruciating long hours on his feet. But with this new venture, Petty says he's able to be a little more flexible.
The whole idea with infusing Bahamianness into a lot of the dishes that I produce. Generally, in some environments, that stuff it doesn't fit into what the commercial environment may say. Well, this is what we think our guests want, or this is what they may desire. But for me, being a Bahamian, just being a Bahamian, I love the idea that by creating something, like there's no limitations as to how I can create an experience for a customer whenever they come, just using the things that are unique to us.
And if you're looking for special catering for a birthday, a baby shower, or even retirement, Chef Petty says he will be more than happy to satisfy your taste buds.
But because of the food truck, it actually makes it affordable, and even affordable to the extent if somebody wants something gourmet, it's like affordable gourmet. I mean, I even been in a situation twice so far since having the truck where people came to me and say, okay, I want the whole truck, just bring the truck to me. And again, it's a different way to experience something with high quality at a very reasonable price point. So the response has really been good.
But watch out though, Petty says he plans to take Food Play to the Western area pretty soon. Hey, close, we've got more right after this.
Dolly Madison Home Center wishes to advise the public that they are in the process of moving their operation from the rear into the front to the rooms to go area. Dolly Madison Home Center's commitment to the Grand Bahama community continues to be as it always was, strong. And Dolly will continue to serve Grand Bahama for many years to come. They have a vast inventory in stock, so if you don't see what you need, be sure to ask.
It is important to take precautions to reduce your risk of getting infected with COVID-19, even when you go to the grocery store. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others while you wait in line to enter the store. 1 person per household needs to go. Use wipes to disinfect the cart or basket handle that you select. Avoid touching your face, unnecessary items, and surfaces. Try to touch only what you are buying. So carry a grocery list to help you move along quickly. Do not forget to wear a cloth mask while you do your shopping and carry hand sanitizer with you. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others as you shop and at the cash register. Spend as little time as possible in the store and get enough groceries to last you for a while. Once your groceries are packed and loaded, use hand sanitizer and rub your hands together until they are completely dry. When you come home from the grocery store, take off your shoes at the door and put all of your grocery bags in one area. Disinfect your grocery bags. Rinse produce and wipe down cans and packages with soap and water before you put them away. Wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds when you are done. Wash your clothes and your reusable grocery bags.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Better days are here. Unlimited MiFi 140. Still connected? Believe in best. Alive.
As an artist, I travel all over the world and I find inspiration all around me. In the people and especially the environment. I love the Bahamas with all its natural beauty. From Abaco in the north to Inagua in the south and all the wonderful and colorful islands in between. But we must all do our part to keep the Bahamas healthy and clean, now and for the future generations. That's why I want you to find a little time to do your part. I'm doing my part because I care. Do you?
And it's that time of the morning again for your workout session with Downtown Natasha Brown.
Come on down, Natasha Brown has got you with the ultimate fitness.
Commitment is why you and I get out of bed every morning to make it happen. Thank you for joining us for another ultimate session as we drive you closer to becoming your ultimate you. We've got this awesome full body conditioning, and let's get right to it. We're gonna start off with jumping jacks to get started. For 20, ready, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 22. Squat, jumping jack, ready, go. 1, 2, very good. 3, make sure you're sitting. 4, into the squats. 5, 6, 7, 8, beautiful. 9, and 10. Awesome. Now we're going to go into side laterals with touches, starting with the right side for 10 times. Ready, go. Shuffle, tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Now we're going to get into mountain climbers position. But guess what? We're going to do them very slow, and Denavio is going to demonstrate the modified version. All right, so let's start with the right leg up, right outside the right hand, and then we're going to shift very slow. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now for our final exercise. This is going gonna pose a little bit of a challenge because it comes at the end of everything we would have done. But it's very good, that's why it's the conditioning exercise. So, what you will do, stand on the left leg. You're gonna extend the right leg back, allowing the hands to come out. As you pull the knee forward, you wanna use the arms as well. We're gonna do 5 per leg. Ready, let's go. Reach the hands out. Exhale, pull in. That's 1. Extend all the way out. Pull in, 2. Out. 3. Out. 4. And all the way out. 5. Looking good. Final set. Ready. Left leg. All the way out. Reach with the hand. That's 5. You gotta pull in. Reach all the way in. 4. All the way. 3. All the way. Hold that balance. Final 1. Take it out and in. There you have it. Don't feel no kind of way. Because a lot of times when you're doing coordination and balancing exercises, it's gonna pose a challenge. Until next time, I am Downtown Natasha Brown, taking you closer to you becoming your ultimate you.
Okay, not a problem. Listen, you're gonna need these masks. Since you have to go, you got to put them on one every hour. And listen to me, you're gonna need some gloves and blow that up, okay? Put these on, and then you know something? You know what? They gonna go up your nose. Be back in Nassau in 72 hours. Else the Q-tip going up your nose, or you're going in quarantine. You understand? Since you have to go, but be safe. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna stay home and try my best to be safe and hand sanitize. Since you have to go, yeah.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health and this television station.
The natural resources of the Bahamas play a critical role in supporting Bahamian livelihoods. For example, the fishing and tourism industry, which include fishermen, seafood exporters, hoteliers, dive operators, restaurants, and others. Collectively, they generate approximately $1.5 billion a year. Therefore, we must respect and preserve what we have. These resources belong to us.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
So let's all do our part to maintain our local economy and a good quality of life. Remember, if we take care of nature, nature will take care of us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ferguson. During this global pandemic, we ask for you to be responsible. As we fight this COVID-19 virus together, we would like to encourage you to do the following. Wash your hands. Cover your mouth and nose with a flexed elbow or tissue when coughing and sneezing. Please practice social distancing by staying 6 feet apart. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. If you must go out, wear a mask. We stay here for you. Please stay home for us. To those who are on the front line, we salute you as we continue this fight together.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with GD Media Solutions and this television station.
This weather report is sponsored by Bank of the Bahamas, the Bank of Solutions.
to stay tuned to the ZNS Network, your best choice for local, regional, and international COVID-19 coverage. We are the only station providing you with live radio and television updates throughout the day, giving you up-to-the-minute information. Our coverage continues at 10 on the radio, and then at 2 o'clock on the television network. And that's a wrap for us this morning. For the entire team, I'm LaDon Davis. Make it a great day and safe weekend. We now leave you with entertainment highlights from our anniversary show yesterday.
Hey! Ready to rock and trip down the road, let's go. Play my horn, hey, hey, it's LaDon's birthday, y'all. Let's go, hey. Woman, you're like a spark of light. Fix me up, make my life feel right. You know how to put a smile on my face. Oh yeah, yeah. Together we harmonize. Melody on my bass line. Moving to the rhythm our heartbeats play. Oh yeah, yeah. On each day, my darling, I find myself falling deep. I'm falling deep. I'm falling deep. Watch this dance. I'm falling. Your face in the morning got this thing of falling deep. Yeah, sing, girl, I give it all. It's all to you. Hey, ha, come on, take it, 'cause it's all for you. Yeah, play this horn, let me hold LaDon and jam now. Hey, you, yeah, yeah, 2 years, y'all. Watch this. This might be the shit. In the morning time, till it's time to wine. My mind's on you, my girl. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I'm like a superhero. Nobody's equal. With you inside my world. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Excuse me, please. I might be sounding rude. Could you help me? I just won't get through. Anything that I must stand for my head. I in charge of wine and I want some company. I hear it talking. Eyes on me watching, teasing, make you want me. Body fit me planted. It's just one shot to levitate. 2 driver designate. 3 women hesitate. Come on, Bahamas, eyes are heavyweight today. Too long I wait for a day. I go on my way today. Eyes are heavyweight today. What we can do, LaDon? Party, party. Party, party. Keep on drinking. Keep on drinking. Do you want to go jump canoe? Baby girl, tell me what to do. Swap me, show me what you work for. Don't try to pull me around. Come on, come on, let's go. Good morning, Bahamas. We're here to celebrate 2 years, the 2nd anniversary of this beautiful morning edition with ZNS on LaDon's birthday. So get off your seats, all right? Hey, eyes on me watching, teasing, make you want me. Everybody fit me planted. It's just one shot to levitate. 2 driver designate. 3 wheeler hesitate. Come on, eyes are heavyweight today. Too long I wait for a day. I go on my way today. Eyes are heavyweight today. What we can do? Hey, party, party. Party, party. Keep on drinking. Keep on drinking. Do you want to go jump canoe? Baby girl, tell me what to do. Swappy, show me what you work for. Don't try to fool around. Hey, every line win. My business mixing like no time. Bitch, I'm in party in no time. Hey, hey, hey. Listen, I hear Randy talking. Eyes on me watching, teasing, make you want me. Nobody fit me planted. It's just one shot to levitate. 2 driver designate.